Hey, guess what, Chris? We're live. It just didn't feel right not being live. Didn't it feel weird? I mean, like, we knew we weren't picking till later, so we were going to wait a second, but let's hope some people join in. This isn't a planned live. This is just it's the NFL draft. We should go live. It just makes sense.
We didn't know, and now here we are. Tyler Booker goes all the way up at 12, which is just
that's insanity.
We knew we were hoping, but no, didn't get him. Okay, that's fine.
You know, it's mock draft, season leading up to this, and everybody's talking Tyler Booker at 20. Is that too early? And everybody's like, yeah, I think it's too early. It's just crazy to see him go that early. He's a good player. He's a great player. Look at him just sprinting to the stage. He just made a lot of money by going at 12.
Yeah, love him. He's good pick by Dallas, and this is what they don't do. Just make a good pick.
Just a good solid pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can send a thank you letter to the Carolina Panthers. Dallas Cowboy fans can send a thank you letter to the Panthers for drafting Tet McMillan, because now you drafted a guy that is actually going to be a stable part of your offensive line. This is when Dallas is good, they can run the football.
Yes. So, that's why
also nobody cares about Dallas.
So. When you're in the top of the draft, you just pick good players. And
when you're in the top of the draft, pick good players. Thank you.
Don't
so many teams get it wrong though.
Wide receiver.
Oh, so many teams just are drafting for, they're just trying to get a superstar. They're drafting off traits and stuff like that instead of just drafting phenomenal football players.
Yes.
This is a good football player. I'm surprised Jerry Jones made this. Doesn't he know he's probably going to die soon?
Right. Don't you want to just get any? That's right. Look at him.
He just threw the phone. He just threw the phone. He didn't know what to do with it. How do I hang that up? I don't know. Let me just throw it on the table.
Yeah, you just take it.
A guy's taking it now. Like, all right, don't worry. I'll handle that, Mr. Jones.
Who's watching the Pistons? Where are we at? Where are we?
Commercial.
At? What are we down? 3?
I don't think so. I didn't see it right before it went to commercial. We were talking Cowboys. That's right.
We're down 8.
Who's watching the Pistons right now?
We're down 8.
Biggest draft surprise so far. I can answer that first, Chris. I think it is the Jags saying to move up 3 spots. We're going to give up the number 5 pick. We're going to give up a 2nd rounder. And we're going to give up a 1st rounder next year. That's heavy.
That's too much. You could have gotten Mason Graham and just been fine. You could have gotten, I don't know. I'm not Tyler or Travis Hunter lover. I think he's great. That's going to be cool, but I'm not there. It's
how many for him. How many really good skill position players, how many of them have become really good that refuse to do any testing at the combine? So last year, I mean, Neighbors didn't do a ton of stuff either. Pistons are down 8. Neighbors didn't do a ton either, but Marvin Harrison was really weird. Remember all that? Marvin Harrison Jr.? And then just had a really weird rookie year. I still think he's going to be very good, but if position players just are like, nah, I'm good, I'm not going to test at all, I get a little nervous. It's the only thing that made me nervous about Gene T too. I'm not saying I don't think Gene T is going to be great. I think he will.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm with you.
Yeah.
What is the best pick so far in the NFL draft? I would say I love Mason Graham. Call me biased, but it's not the pick. It's the trade and the pick. You get a 2nd round this year, a 1st next year, and arguably the best player. So
yeah, I think it's interesting as I have watched Brad Holmes do his thing, right? As I've watched Brad Holmes do his thing for the Detroit Lions through the years now. What I have come to appreciate more and more, and what I've come to like more and more, is the simple, obvious pick. the best player available. He has gotten some really, really good players. Like we built those first 2 drafts, Penei Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson, build in the trenches. And there's something about that I just really, really appreciate. I really appreciate it. So yeah, Mason Graham is a great pick. I think Will Campbell's going to be phenomenal for the Patriots. I think it's smart when teams don't feel like they need to go get position players when their offensive line is trash. Like the Patriots offensive line is trash, and they just got a very good tackle.
Because where else are you going to get them? You know, I mean, really, the free agency time is it's old, expensive, injury. You're just not going to get a tackle. Is just a prime tackle is just not like it's available. And if he is, he's way expensive and
way expensive. And the teams don't let tackles walk.
Right. So
teams don't let good tackles walk. And I don't know. I wish there were studies out there done. I wish maybe I need to go, like, if I could have a job at The Athletic where I could just get paid to look at crap like this, I would love to know what the whiff rate is at NFL draft picks, like first and second round picks, as compared to blockbuster free agents.
100%. I bet you it's
gotta be close.
Yep.
People just say, oh, it's free agents. It's proven commodity. Yeah. In a system that's different than yours, for a team that's different than yours, will it still work with yours? And injuries and
why are they a free agent, right? Their other team was just like, it's time to it's time to let you go. So totally. Sorry, I'm distracted here. I'm looking.
No, you're distracted. But didn't you do a video, like a short, not that long ago, Chris, where you talked about the best free agent signings in Detroit Lions history?
Yeah.
And weren't the top players? It wasn't like, I mean, Golden Tate.
Yeah, it's Golden Tate. It's
like
our safety.
Alex Anzalone.
Yep.
It's, you know, it was players that I'm just like, those are the best we've ever gotten. Steven Tulloch, right? Like, you know, you're looking at it, whereas it's like, oh, best draft picks in Detroit Lions history, right? And it's just like Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, Matt Stafford. Like,
exactly.
Even Jared Goff isn't a free agent. He was a trade.
Yep.
You 100%. Don't build through free agency. You build through the draft.
100%. Yep. And you build and you get really good players in the draft. And that's it. That's it.
So as we go through this, everybody, we're gonna we're gonna evaluate each pick. Why not? We're gonna talk about the Pistons game because they're playing right now. Not super impressively at this point. Not a good way to go home with it, but and then as we get closer to the Lions, hopefully more and more people hop on.
But hopefully man, you know, a team Miami's about to pick that you just, and I mean this with all due respect, I'm starting to feel sorry for them because it's just like, guys, come on, we got to do something here. You got your best corner wants out, your wide receiver.
I think we're about to be shocked. What do we got? Right, here it is. The Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, D tackle, Michigan.
No, that's not good. We're Michigan fans, and I
love Michigan. 13.
That's not a good pick.
What just happened?
You know
He's
why
very this is good.
You know why this is a bad pick is because he's got really good highlights. Here's one right here. This is the epic. He has about 4 or 5 just wow highlights, but I think day in and day out, you know, the one against Washington, that's just an epic one. The lineman stepped on the other lineman, you know? I mean, again, I'm not knocking him, but he should have been 20 picks later and he would have been awesome, you know? End of the first, early second. Heck yeah.
Let me ask you this question. If the Detroit Lions drafted him to replace DJ Reader going forward, would you have been happy with that at 28?
I would not have loved it, but I would have been okay with it.
So you would have been okay with it 15 picks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he is I could be wrong. I probably am.
I think he's very good. I don't
I-
think he's the 13th pick, but I think in the new NFL where you want to bring pressure up the middle, like there's defensive tackles that can
Yeah.
change the game both, and I think that was an underrated part of what the Eagles did to win a Super Bowl this year. They
Sure.
were phenomenal up the middle. Phenomenal on the defensive side of the ball. So I think that's absolutely a thing, but I will admit
Yep.
every pick that goes that we've been seeing here, Tyler Booker, even though I would have loved him, Colson Loveland, Kelvin Banks Jr., Kenneth Grant, a lot of these guys are being picked way earlier than we thought they would.
Yeah, this is
a lot of them were like in the 20s or 30s even. And Colson Loveland was pretty regularly 14 to the Colts, who will probably go the tight end out of Penn State. But what I'm seeing and what I just see a lot of edges not coming off the board. Keep not picking edges, everyone.
Yeah.
Like, keep not picking edges. But the Falcons are going to take an edge. The Bengals are probably going to take an edge. So there's a lot of edges coming off the board, but there's about 6 good ones to fall to us.
Yes. This is interesting because remember, you make a good point. Every odd pick is good for your team. If you pick, if you haven't picked
Here
it.
come the Colts. Do you want to announce this one or you want me to?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
You want me to go for it? With the 14th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren, tight end.
There we go.
Penn State. Really, they just wanted to take him because they didn't really want to confuse him. Like, he's really used to playing with a blue jersey and a white helmet. And so they're like, hey, we don't want to get you confused. We're going to keep you with the same team, same color scheme. That's really helpful for you. I understand this was a stupid comment by me. Everybody out there, I understand it was stupid. Just laugh with me, okay?
Trick play. Oh.
Just in case anybody's wondering, in case anybody's curious, there are 3 Michigan Wolverines already off the board.
Wow. And that's not
5,
including
10, 13.
probably one
Johnson.
of the best.
Yep. What if Will Johnson falls? Do you want us to go corner?
Not really.
Okay.
But there's real value there. They're just so hard to find. I would be surprised if he drops, but man, Will Johnson would be great.
I've been hearing rumors that people are concerned about his speed, and things like that. But I just want to be clear on this. I love that Colson Loveland went before Warren. I think he's better than Tyler Warren. But at the same time, like, I just think he runs crisper routes. I think he has a little more shimmy to his game. I think Tyler Warren is just a junkyard dog, though. He really is.
Yeah.
What I hate about the Colston Loveland pick is that that's a Michigan guy going to a team I can't stand.
That's kind of the theme though. Now with it's just like, okay, because I think if Ben Johnson goes to anywhere else, it'd be like, man, I can't wait to kind of see how he does this. But now it's like, you suck, and I can't wait for you're out.
Yeah,
I'm like the Jets. With Aaron Glenn, it's like I'm rooting for you guys, man. Turn this thing around, but not Ben Johnson. Hope you lose every game.
No, you go to Chicago, you don't get my love.
Yeah,
and guess what? Ben Johnson doesn't care if he gets my love.
That's right. We're on pick 15.
Yep, Hot Atlanta.
Yeah, you call this one out. It's not, you call it out when this Titans that Falcons go, and then hey, a lot of people here.
Yeah, not
at
doing
the draft.
too bad.
Well done.
Yeah. I mean, like, I hate to admit it, but it looks really, really kind of neat there. I think they had less area for everybody to go stand in. It doesn't look as vast as it did in Detroit, but they absolutely packed that thing out.
Yeah, it doesn't look. Agreed.
Herbert, thanks, man. That's somebody coming in on the Sports Talk Extra channel. I wonder how many people out there that are watching Sports Talk Detroit know we have another channel, Sports Talk Extra, where we talk about other NFL teams.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't
Oh,
worry, they know we're Lions fans.
look at this name, Chris Nova.
Okay. So Chris Anova, that's you. Congratulations.
Hey, man.
All right. Is that what your wife calls you, Chris? Because you're like a modern day Casanova?
Yep. Pretty much a lot. Yeah.
Pretty much. Hey, Chris Anova, here's the question I have for you. You started with sadly. You said sadly you can't find any more pirated live streams, so you're rocking with you guys. Does that mean we're not as good as the NFL Network or ESPN? Is that what he's saying to us, Chris?
We're not on. There's nobody. Pirated. Now I've just always been gotta have TV guy, and that's not saying that's good, and sometimes I wish I wasn't. But the thought of just like not having TV and pirating it or looking for just can't live like that, man. And I get it.
Can't live in that world.
Oh. What do we got Pistons wise? Hit me.
Oh, yeah, sure. Here we go. Every time and once again, it's on commercial. Every time I go to look at the Pistons game, it's on commercial.
We're running out of time is basically what we're looking at.
Yeah, for the Pistons.
If you had to bet your life, knowing just from this moment on, can the Pistons win this series right now? What are you thinking?
If I had to bet my life, I wouldn't want to bet my life on it.
Yeah.
I think it's simple. I think that the Pistons are a good young team. I think they're on the rise. They're going to have some money in free agency. You actually can get good free agents to help your team in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And I think Cade's only going to get better. Jaden Ivey's going to come back and only get better. Remember, we're playing this series without Jaden Ivey and
Stu,
and we're without Beef Stew right now. And so I do think New York is currently the more talented team, but the future is brighter here.
Cool.
The future is brighter in Detroit. I'm excited, man. I think we got a shot. We're down 7 with 3 minutes to go. Let's see what happens. Hit a 3.
All you got to do is hit a 3 in life's. Yeah. Where are you guys watching from? Arizona. It's
yeah. Chris's favorite question.
43.
Yeah. Are you 2 hours behind or 3 right now with the time change? Because I don't think they do time changes.
Oh, yeah.
Had a brother-in-law that lived in Arizona for a while. Actually did their wedding in Arizona. Hit that, Timmy. No, he missed it. Oh my goodness, Jalen Duren just had a nasty putback. Down 5.
Down 5, baby.
Down 5.
Oh.
Okay, man. So when we fall back, it'll be back to 2 hours. Got it. Oh, look at this one, Chris.
Oh, missed it. Didn't see anything.
Oh, offensive foul.
Costa Rica.
Foul on the Knicks. So interesting. Walker's still out there for Georgia. This is very interesting. Chris, and Atlanta's still on the clock. They don't know what to do. Are they trying to trade this pick?
Right. We had that one trade, and then since then it's just been kind of boring, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, straight through, right? Just standard. We're only down 3, dude. Under 2.
Okay.
Lock in, people. Lock in. I wonder if we get more people joining the live stream as soon as the Pistons game's done.
I think so.
You stink. Yeah, you do. Cade Cunningham, 2-way player.
You're ahead of me here. Hold on. I got some problems.
With the game? The basketball game?
Yeah. Oh.
No.
Okay. Cade got destroyed. That's what I saw.
Yeah, he did.
And then then what's his name just went down and okay. Tough sequence. Tough sequence.
Oh, hit that 3, Tim. Oh man. Tim's had 2 pretty open threes that he has missed badly.
Yep. You hit one of those and it's a game, but all right. No worries. Let's get our bearings next game.
Trent feels a trade coming up. Trent, what team? Arizona, Cincinnati, Seattle. Who's trading? Who's trading out of their spot? Man, what is the owner? Art what? Is it Art something in Atlanta?
Arthur Blank.
Arthur Blank. Man, oh man, every year I see him, I just feel like he aged 5 years in the last like he's aged 23 years in the last 5 years. Which
100%.
happens. It happens to everybody, right? I mean, look at me.
Yeah, you think this is his last draft he's gonna be at, and then I said that 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And here he is. All right, Pistons, good try, but it's fun. What do you think of the picks so far? For the most points, seems pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple surprises, and it happens to be Michigan players, which were Michigan fans. So we were like, oh yeah, I knew that.
All right, Falcons are coming up. I'm going to call this out. Let's give a little reaction to this one. All right.
Yep, love it.
Let's talk a little Atlanta Falcons. With the 15th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Jalen Walker, defensive end, Georgia. He's staying home.
Nice. Congratulations, Jalen.
Yeah. He's looking to be the first good edge rusher in Atlanta in the last, 30 years? They don't have edge rushers, man. They just haven't. This guy is an explosive athlete. It's interesting. Michael Williams went before Jalen Walker. I thought that was interesting. Most mocks had Jalen Walker going first and then the other way around. Don't let production scare you off when it comes to Georgia defensive ends.
He's a beast. Look at this guy.
Isn't he?
Man. D-end.
Like, D-end, 4.4 speed. Like, what are we talking about right now? What are we talking about?
Dang. Good pick. Good pick. Yeah. This is oh man. You got to be excited if you're Atlanta. I love this because we're watching the highlights. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's those foundational positions, and I think they're defensive end, any position on the offense or defensive line and corner seem to be like what it's just hard to find, and you kind of got to have them. And so for them to get a defensive lineman, it's just like good picks, a beast. And yeah, like you said, he's staying home. Everyone knows him. It's just good pick. I would say half the picks have been, man, that was good. And half of them like, I don't know. That's
like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like that was early, but this is not early. This is great value. I think if you had told any Falcons fan that you were able to get him at your draft position, they would have been like, I'll absolutely take it.
Yeah.
Like there are times if you swap jerseys out with him and what is it, Abdul Carter or whatever, the third pick, you're like, what's the difference? Like they were just saying he's a 4.4 guy in the 40. Not that matters coming off the edge, but it does. Like overall speed, he's got bend. And when you look at this team, here's the lineup for you, right? You didn't need anything on the offensive line. You needed defensive line help. And you went out and you absolutely got it. You tried last year. You tried bringing in older players. It didn't work out. You get young, and that changes everything. It really does. I mean, it changes everything. We were just talking about that, weren't we, earlier? We were talking earlier about the success rate between drafting players and getting them in free agency. And I actually think first round draft picks probably have a higher success rate than free agents coming in, and you get them at such a cheaper price. This is really exciting if you're a Falcons fan.
100%. Yep. Yeah. I'm pumped for them, and I think a lot of times we forget that these first round, second round, third round. Let's say you hit two out of three, and I mean really hit them. And which is not out of the question. You've just really changed your franchise in 1 year. And that's why football is so popular in the draft and everyone's so in tune with it. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you're Atlanta, you've kind of just been like, what are we doing? You're trying to figure out the quarterback situation, which you'd have figured out.
I think you have. Yeah, I think you have.
And because the year before that it was Desmond Ritter, and you're like, well, and then it was like Kirk Cousins, like, what? We're not really doing it. So it's like, okay, finally, we went through this little 2-3 year thing.
Blip.
Yeah, blip. And now, like, don't forget, you had a couple pieces. You're not far off, and you're in a division that's manageable. I think that is so huge. Manageable meaning you can win the division,
Doable.
home playoff game, and you're in the playoffs. So it's like, yeah, you're not far off. I mean, there's other teams that are you're just not.
Yeah, you're not. And I think this is a decent defense away from actually being the favorite in that division. I mean, the Saints are kind of a dumpster fire, if I can be completely honest right now. They're in salary cap purgatory. Their quarterback's hurt. Like, what do you do with that? And then the Panthers aren't ready yet. And the Buccaneers are good, but they're aging. And I think you're close to winning the division every year. And your quarterbacks have, since Matt Ryan got old, have just not been good.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to have a quarterback. I think to just know, okay, we have
is that important? A quarterback
is just so nice. Yeah. So love it. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, wow.
One day, maybe.
Wow,
wouldn't that be great?
100K.
Why not?
100K, baby.
100K. And a lot of those are Commanders fans. A lot of those are Falcons fans. And then we got Sports Talk Detroit, where it's 27,000 strong, all Lions fans.
Saints my second favorite team after the Texans. They do have a lot of figure out this weird. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to go to the next pick?
Yeah.
All right. It's the Cardinals. They just what? Okay. They just drafted defensive tackle Walter Nolan.
Okay.
Out of Ole Miss. Great. That's great. Because again, it's weird picks. Weird picks means that it's it's easier for the Lions to get a good player. I'm gonna throw some names at you that are still on the board, right? I think Walter Nolan's good. Like, he has good traits. He could be a good pass rusher. I don't know. Some names that are still on the board, all right?
Yeah.
When Walter Nolan was drafted. Malachi Starks out of Georgia. You got Mike Green out of Marshall. Jahdae Barron, corner, out of Texas. You've got Jihad Campbell. All right, very good linebacker out of Bama. Will Johnson, Michigan. Luther Burden. Donovan Ezaraku. Josh Simmons, the tackle out of Ohio State. Emeka Egbuka. Like, there's a lot of good players still on the board. It's not an awful pick. It's fine.
But I think you're going to see some moves here. I think some of these teams are going to be, you see it right about now every year, because it's like, man, I'm surprised that there's going to be 2 or 3 every year. That's like, I'm surprised he's still out there, whether it's Will Johnson or Barron. Dude, Barron is actually one I would.
Yeah, he's a guy you could trade up for. Some people might like the traits of Mike Green. I know there's the off-field stuff, but teams do their homework, and if they decide he's clear, then let him go. Right. Yeah. So you're right. Here's a time where it's just like, how is this person? I think if Jahdae Barron lasts after like to 2021, teams are running up there. But here's the other thing we're not talking about. You know what is actually happening? The fall of Shedeur Sanders.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who needs a quarterback coming up?
Pittsburgh.
Yep. And they would.
So if you want him, you got to trade ahead of Pittsburgh at 21.
I'm surprised. Yeah, we need him to go, which he will, and that's again another pick. Especially if you're Washington, Lions, Houston, anybody that has a quarterback, man, get this guy, get Sanders out of here and push down another good player.
Yeah. Push down another good player. Every draft pick of someone. Now, was there any big Walter Nolan fans out there? Maybe. Like, that's the thing. When I look at the Eagles, and it's funny, there was a comment in here earlier. They're like, oh, the Eagles don't get their good Georgia player or Alabama player, right? It's like, no, Jihad Campbell's still out there, but it feels like really good players always fall to them at the back end of the draft. They're always at the back end of the draft, and somebody that's talented falls to them, and then they just take them because they have depth everywhere, or at least they have talent everywhere. So they're just like, well, whatever, he's the best player, we'll take him. And they have a good culture there. And I feel like that's what's happening with the Detroit Lions. Like there's good culture, there's good depth there. I think there's other teams that are starting to build that. I think the Washington Commanders are going to start kind of being in that spot. You know, I really do. I think the Texans are going to start being in that spot where they have these late round draft picks because they have good teams, but quality players can fall to them.
Yep. 100%. Man, I think there's going to be moves. It's just, and I think Mike Green goes right here. Just, does that not scream? I mean, the Bengals love themselves sketchy off the field stuff. They like,
yeah, they do. So fine. Mike Green's the pick, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
And they need an edge with the whole Trey Hendrickson conversation.
If Brad Holmes goes up, when do you think he would go? Is like a 10 spot jump a little too spicy?
Yeah, because that's going to cost you a second and then a next year second or whatever. Like, I think I don't have a problem with them moving up and giving up our second this year, maybe, but a third next year because we have 2/3
next year
because we have another one. We have the second Aaron Glenn compensatory pick. Oh, so one's our pick and one's a compensatory pick.
Yeah, I don't love moving up right now. Let's just, because
who do you move up for?
Right,
Shamar Stewart.
Sanders is going to go. Oh, Shamar Stewart's still out there.
Yeah, I mean, he could fall because there's a ton of edges. Let's look at the edges that are still back or are still left, and we'll have to do this while remembering who's already been drafted. All right. So let's add this here. Carter's gone. So Mike Green is still available.
Wait, is only one edge gone?
What?
Is only one edge gone?
No, there's more. Mike Green's available. Donovan Ezeraku is available. James Pierce is still available. Nick Scourton, I believe is how you pronounce it. Shamar Stewart is available. Mykel Williams is gone. All right. And then after that, I don't really care about anybody else. So they listed the other Georgia guy as a linebacker here.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Oh, man. Which is really cool because we thought defensive end was just going to be picked over by the time it came to us. And
it could.
Yeah. There's a run here of,
I mean, we still have a lot of picks before we go, right?
We got 10 picks, 10, 11 picks.
Yeah, 11. That's a good your name is ridiculous. But but it's a good call, right? Karlaftis falling to KC. That's not a bad call at all. Are you watching this? Do you want me to call out the Bengals pick?
Yeah, go ahead and call that out.
By the way, the Pistons just officially lost.
So many mistakes. What are we doing? All right.
Yep. All right. Shamar Stewart's going to be gone because with the 17th pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart. That's a guy that I could have seen Brad Holmes trading up for. So I'm actually glad he's gone because I know it would make this live stream boring for the Sports Talk Detroit side. But I'm telling you right now, like Detroit trading back and getting more capital in the second and the third rounds.
Yeah, I know.
Like, would you be upset right now if we moved from 28 to 34, but also got a third round pick?
Exactly. I know. Like, and no, I would not. So
I would not either. However, one thing I do love about first round picks is the ability to have that 5th year option. And that's why everybody comes into the first round. I would love it, man. And Kirby Joseph, point blank, right? We're already paying the guy a ton of money. Did you see that contract?
Yeah, and I'm learning what I'm learning about those contracts is it's just like if you're one of the top 6 in your position,
Yep.
we're gonna pay the most, and
Yep.
we're just gonna keep doing it. So I don't know. That doesn't seem right, but it's also like this is just how it works, and we're gonna you're the highest paid now, and then but in a year you'll be the 3rd highest paid because 2 other guys will go. I don't know. I don't get it.
I do to an extent, but I don't think. I mean, is Kirby Joseph a top 6 safety, or is he a top 1 or 2?
I know, and
Like, I feel like the only safety that I can confidently say is better than him, it might be just Brian Branch. I don't know. But Kirby Joseph is a turnover machine. 17 interceptions in the last 3 years, just to be clear.
I agree.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, so I have no problem in it. It's just like, yeah, you're gonna be the highest paid, and let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
See that Grit front roll at the draft? Oh, no, I didn't see it, but I'm all for it. Grit for life, baby.
I'm for it. Let's just go right into Green Bay and take it over. Why not?
I'm gonna check Twitter here.
Uh-oh. You gonna see if there's any rumblings going on?
Rumblings. Nothing.
Which is interesting because there were 2 teams that had probably the most kind of steam about trading. It was the Seahawks and it was the Broncos. And I think it was because the Broncos have been actively shopping the 20th pick, and both teams and the GM Schneider for the Seahawks, he loves, and I mean loves himself, trading back and getting multiple. He loves 2nd round picks. And that's why the Seahawks seem to always have a bunch of talent on their team, because they're just loaded with 2nd round picks.
Yeah, right. Dude.
Yeah.
So we got nothing here. Schedule release is Wednesday, May 14th.
I mean, we already know who we're playing.
We already know we're plans. And the Lions, I don't know if you saw this, but the Lions were the highest rated team in the NFL, just kind of their composite of every time they were on. And so get ready for just primetime games. The NFL is not stupid. The networks are not stupid. They are going to.
Yeah, and it's going to be prime time against Green Bay. There's going to be prime time against Chicago. There's going to be prime time against
Rams. We play the Rams. We play the Ravens.
Oh, I hate that matchup. But I think it'll be better. I think it'll be better without Aaron Glenn as the D coordinator in that matchup.
Settle down. We can't be running after Lamar. He's just like, all right, I'll just run by you.
Yeah, I have an idea. Calm down.
Calm the defense down.
Do you want me to just get people going nuts?
Yeah.
All right. How would everybody feel if this was our pick?
Wow. Here we go. Emotional. I would love it.
Would you?
I think he's and it depends on what you are into, because if you're into positionless basketball and positionless wide receivers, then you're going to like that. If you are like, we need an X, we need that, then you don't like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I think he's going to get open, and that's I don't hate that. So
all right, let's talk about this one. All right, with the 18th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel.
Dang it.
Center, guard, tackle, whatever you want him to be, out of North Dakota State University.
Great pick.
What do you think? You like it?
Well, I think as Lions fans, we know, and we just been mocked this guy since like the very beginning. He was like that original mock. And so you're like, oh, what's this guy about? And any lineman that can play every single position, started for the last 3 years, first, just there's and it's just funny, isn't it? You always got that North Dakota State guy, or there's always the odd school guy that stands out that you're like, yeah, he's going to be great.
Yeah. And sure, he might move inside, right? He'll be a center, he'll be a guard. It's fine because that's what Seattle needs. Like the biggest thing that's missing on their team right now is interior offensive line. They just solved it.
That was their whole problem. They've got good players on the outside. They've got a good quarterback. They've got it. But if you don't have an interior offensive line and you're under pressure and you can't run the ball and then you can't do play action, it's football 101. It's you got to have an interior offensive lineman. I love it.
You've got to have an interior offensive lineman. And let's look at this here for a second, right? When you look at their offensive line, their tackles are actually fine. They just have to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You recognize this? Go blue, Oluwatimi.
Yeah.
So now you put Gray Zabel next to him in one of those guard positions, and all of a sudden your offensive line is like, ooh, there's like this big struggle in the middle of the line to, oh, yeah, we have a very solid offensive line. That's a top 10 offensive line in the NFL, which you need for Sam Darnold. You need that for Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold sees ghosts. And when he sees ghosts, we would know as Lions fans, we made him see ghosts twice last year. He's not as good. But when he has a clean pocket and he's, got Cooper Kupp and Smith and Jigba and MVS running deep every single time, like plenty of weapons on the outside, a good running game. That is just, I love offensive linemen, Chris.
Well,
why do I love offensive linemen so much? Why?
Well, as Lions fans, we've gotten to see it, and it's just such a game changer when you can run the ball. It's funny, and again, this is my theory, and I'll say it all the time, is the game is evolved and changes so much, but the one thing, if it all just changed, I don't think football would remain as popular as it is. But because at the end of the day, you have to be able to run. There's a core to it of like you have to be able to run the ball and stop the run, and so that has been true in every league. If you can't run the ball, it's just you can't throw it. It's too hard. But when you can settle the game down, chip away, and run the ball with a good offensive line, it is such a difference maker. And we've seen it now with 3 years with the Lions, or longer. Yeah, probably the last 3 years with the Lions. And yeah, it's so hard to get that. And so we just talked about it. You cannot get these guys in free agency. They're not available. They're just not. So if you got a chance to draft a lineman and you get a really premium one, it's huge.
Kenneth Walker can be a phenomenal running back, not behind a crap offensive line.
Right.
Zach Charbonnet can be a phenomenal running back, not behind a crap offensive line. I'm going to throw some stats at you. All right. And I'm going to give you stats from the beginning of their career on. You ready for this?
Yes.
This is yards per attempt. It's a running back. Rookie year, 5 yards per attempt. That's good, right? Second year, 4.6. Now, this team is known for having a bad offensive line over the last 4 years. Here's your yards per attempt. 1.8, 3.7, 4.4, 3.9. Do you know who I'm talking about?
That's it. And
then last year, 5.8 yards per attempt. That's Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, everybody would make the argument he was the best running back in football last year. We know it was Jahmyr Gibbs. Everybody relax. All right. But 2.1 yards per carry better. Do you think that's because Saquon magically became more thunder thigh-alicious?
Right.
Or because he had an Eagles offensive line in front of him instead of the Giants?
Dude.
You need a good line. Makes everybody better.
It's interesting, isn't it? It is.
Talk about this every single pick.
Yes.
Every single pick.
Oh my gosh. Yep. This is great. If you're a Seattle fan, you're just feeling good.
Yeah.
You're not a bad team. You've last 2 years and you've got more picks. You've got a ton of picks
and ton of picks,
premium picks,
ton of picks.
Shadir is still available.
Deion Sanders Jr. just posted, "The rejected will be respected." Actually, posted it an hour ago. But
what are your thoughts on Deion?
What one?
Deion Sanders Jr.
Deion Sanders prime.
Prime time.
I don't know what my thoughts are on him. He wins. So like good for him. You know what I'm saying? But like, would I want him to coach any of my favorite football teams? Probably not.
That's a good way to put it. That's a better question.
I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I think he is a good pick. He's a good coach.
No, I don't know what to think of him either. I'm glad you said that, because just every time he kind of bothers me, he says something like, "Man, that was good."
Yeah, and, absolutely. You're right. You're right.
And you're like, this dude, what is he doing? And then, like, for example, he's talking to a guy with a monster hat on. Did you see that?
That's Shador, right?
That was Shadur's.
All right. We got another pick in. You ready to talk about it?
Yeah, call this one.
With the 19th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Really?
And they now have 4 very good wide receivers. Hello, Baker.
He went before our boy that you just pulled up.
Oh, yeah. He went real early. He went before Golden. He went before Luther Burden. That's really the only 2 people that I would think would go ahead of him. I mean, he went ahead of Noel and Higgins and Royals and Harris, but I would expect him to go in front of those guys. But it was those after Tet McMillan. It was Golden, Burden, and Buka, and who goes when.
Did I didn't. I mean, he's a good player. I think he's surrounded by such incredible talent, and that's not a knock on him. It's just, but you see it. Look at these wide receivers, and his current team. The greatest receiver of them all is on the current team right now.
Yeah.
And
you can say what you want, by the way, about Ohio State wide receivers. LSU takes the cake because their wide receivers become elite talents in the league, whereas the Ohio State wide receivers all become good receivers in the league. They're not bad, but they're not Chase. They're not they're not Jefferson.
Yeah.
They're not Brian Thomas Jr.
I think what I'm saying is he had a supporting cast, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know, because I mean, if he's on any other team, he is far and away number 1 elite. Got to get him the ball. So it's like the ball's spread around half the time. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's gonna be a good player. But I'm with you. I think the Ohio State guys are always. But yeah, this is
Emeka Egbuka is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like that's the comp. I'm not saying he'll be that good, because I don't think he has that same dog in him that St. Brown has. But he's a very good player. This is surprising to me because, and this actually makes me think unique things about other ones, but they re-sign Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get Egbuka. And they already have McMillan. So that tells me that one of these guys isn't going to continue to fit long term.
Okay. Yep.
Is it Evans, just because he's like 32, 33 years old, and they're just like, hey, he's only got a year or 2 left, and so we need to have the next person?
Right. And let me pull this up real quick.
Go for it.
Tetrasini, and then Matthew Golden.
Tetris.
So Emeka Egbuka was the 4th wide receiver. Now I think it's all really close. I don't think it's this major thing. So,
but it's all about what you want, right? I mean, Emeka Egbuka is a guy who's just going to get open. You know, he's going to find a spot in the zone. You're not going to be able to man-to-man cover him. You're just not. He's just going to continue to get open. Matthew Golden and Luther Burden are more the measurables. They're like Matthew Golden, everybody talks well about, but his production was not good. His production in college was not good, but Emeka Egbuka's production was great, even around other phenomenal players.
Which is amazing. And dude, what would that Ohio State wide receiver that's Smith, he would be like the first receiver off the board, and he's a freshman.
Absolutely. Yeah, if he was able to go, even though he was just a freshman, he probably would have been the second pick.
Yeah.
Like, right?
No,
Like
it's
maybe not over Hunter. I don't know.
I know, but
I don't know.
yeah, good pick. I mean, I'm totally good with this. I think if you're a Tampa Bay fan, you've got to be like, cool. We gotta. I don't hate this pick. However, again, being Lions fans, this
Thank you for not taking an edge.
pushes more edges down. I don't know, man.
And now my hope is that the Denver Broncos select Omarion Hampton.
Yep.
And then the Pittsburgh Steelers select Shedeur Sanders. And then the LA Chargers, well, they might take an edge, but
yeah,
I hope not.
They're gonna do something. They're gonna do something that we just don't like because
I'm
of the
going to turn this
Chargers.
back. This is really interesting because when we look at kind of what's left, right? You might be able to make the argument that the best players left for us will be one of two players if the edges start going and stuff like that, because there's not a lot of great linemen left. I like Conley Jr. out of Oregon. I think he could play guard to start, and then when it's time for Decker to hang up the cleats, or as he starts to decline, he can take over the tackle position, no problem. But I think two players, Nick Emenwari out of South Carolina and Malachi Starks out of Georgia, they're really, really good safeties. We don't need a safety in Detroit, but you know what? They didn't need a wide receiver in Tampa Bay, and we all know Brad Holmes is obsessed with just best BPA, right? Best player available.
Yes.
Would that bother you? I mean, like, and then would you be like, all right, Branch has the ability to go back to nickel a little bit. Like everybody can kind of play all over the place. Really, you said positionless wide receiver. What about positionless secondary?
Yeah. Wow. So many emotions.
Many emotions. Our secondary's been decimated in the playoffs each of the last 2 years. How much depth is too much depth? Is there?
No, you're right about that. I mean, it's interesting because you just, it's so important, man. And injuries are going to happen. I like that. Sean Payton's looking.
I'm listening. They're looking at something.
He's looking old. No, you're good. Yes, take Omarion Hampton. They're not. They're going to take running back
like Ezraku or somebody.
You need a good running back. It is so. What
Green Bay wants an edge, by the way.
Okay. Why did running back go out for just a minute? Now it's back because Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs. You're like, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it, if we had a good running back?
Yeah, Bijan Robinson. You see all these guys, Derrick Henry just dominating.
Seriously.
I never understood the extreme devaluation of the running back. I understand that they don't have a large like shelf life, but you can't tell me that they don't help a team immediately and wonder, like, where would the Lions have been without Jahmyr Gibbs? Where would, like, Eagles are a different team without Saquon. They make an immediate difference. It's a big deal.
And we saw it in the playoffs where we tried to feed the ball to an injured dude. Killed us. Just killed us. All right, Samuel. That's cool.
All right. With the 20th pick of the NFL draft, the Denver Broncos select Jahdae Barron, corner, Texas.
Oh.
Another good player.
Yep.
Off the board.
We
would not have drafted.
We would not have drafted him. Now,
Chris.
Man, this is good. Things are dropping.
A lot of picks. 21.
Get a water. Be right back.
24,
give me
30, 26, 27. Did Chris just leave me? I think he went to go. Yeah, you are correct. Should it have been the Broncos did pick They picked Jahdae Barron. Should it have been Omarion Hampton? What do you think? This is where it's tough because I feel like Ashton Jeanty was the best running back in this class. But then there are so many other good running backs that you can wait until the second round if you have to. So I think the Broncos are probably thinking we'll go get a quality running back in the second round. So why don't we just go corner? I mean, hey, Chris, are there any good quarterbacks over in the AFC West by any chance? Are there a couple of good quarterbacks?
Yeah, that's a good move. That's a great move.
I just remember when we traded up for Terry Arnold last year, and we were talking about how, the Vikings draft a quarterback, the Bears draft a quarterback. Green Bay is supposed to have their quarterback of the future in Jordan Love. And we were just so pumped up because we're like, Justin Jefferson, what's up? DJ Moore, what's up? And we were just like, we got a corner. That's a very similar pick to what the Broncos are doing here.
That's a great way to say it, is because the AFC, you either gotta man up and score a lot of points with those great quarterbacks, or you got to try to stop them. I mean, thank you for that riveting, analysis. But
thank you, Chris. Truly,
you gotta make a decision, and it's like you got the quarterback, and that's what's interesting about them, man. Is as good as Bo Nix was, he's the 8th best quarterback in that. You know what? Like,
I know.
It's like,
yeah,
you got a long. So the line, that's tough.
He's the 3rd best quarterback in the West, in the AFC West in that division.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Shadour's going or not? Do you think he's going to the Steelers? The Steelers now have the opportunity to do whatever they want. They're right there. Shadour Sanders, Jackson Dart, like all these guys are there for the picking. If they want a quarterback, they'll get it. Are you, if you're a Steelers fan, are you just like Sanders?
I am. I would be. I like him. Right here. I wouldn't have wanted him at the 5th overall pick, but right here, it's like, dude, we've just talked about it so much on this channel or on this live, is like, you have to get a quarterback. You got to swing at him. Just, if you miss, you miss, but you gotta, the fact that they traded a second and gave DK Metcalf that much money was a little concerning, I thought.
Yeah. I would like to give you my 2nd round pick so I can spend $150 million.
Yeah, that's weird.
Again, it's not free agency. It was a trade, right? But isn't that kind of the point? Like, it's the same thing. That's why free agency is so tough. You have to, and trades, like you have to get it to spend a ton of money. I hear a bunch of Lions fans talking about JMO for Watt. And I'm like, do you want to spend money on Watt? All right, pick is in. Here we go. With the 21st pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Harmon, defensive tackle, Oregon.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, do you think teams are learning that you win in the trenches?
Wow.
Here's the interesting thing on this. Like, I was just thinking to myself, like, with good organizations, right? Eagles, Steelers, doesn't it always just feel like the player that should fall to them falls to them? It felt like that for so many years with the Patriots and stuff like that. And then they just don't take that player.
Right. This is now we need Sanders to go before us. And I don't think he's going to.
Well, it has to be. So here's the only other thing I'm thinking. Man, that's a really good defense. I'm going to throw you the names. Cameron Hayward, Derek Harmon, TJ Watt, Joey Porter Jr., and Minka Fitzpatrick. Is that decent? We know where they're building, and they have to, because right now, they have big face Mason Rudolph as their starting quarterback.
Oh, all right. Chargers are coming up. We'll call that one out. They got a minute there. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll call that one out. We'll talk about that one for a while. We have some serious Chargers love over here. Thank you, Mr. Harbaugh. That's all I have to say. And it's nice because they're really far away from our Detroit Lions. Yeah, I'm telling you, Chris, I just, what if a team now, if Shedeur Sanders, like, look at these next teams, none of them are taking Shedeur.
No.
Chargers, Packers, Vikings, Houston. The Rams might take him because they don't know how much longer Stafford. Baltimore's not taking him. And then it's us. And then Detroit, Washington, Buffalo, Kansas City, Philly to round out the first round. He's dropping out of the first round, or it makes us an even more enticing trade partner for teams that want to jump back into the first round.
Like, does Cleveland jump up in here?
They just got another second round pick. Why not use it to jump back up?
We will do it with you.
Hey, Cleveland, give us, I'll tell you what, Cleveland, give us both of your second round picks. The 33 and your other second round pick, they won't do it because it's like 33 and 35, right? But give us both of your second round picks. I'll tell you what, we'll throw you our third.
Yes.
Throw you our fourth.
Yes.
Why not?
We'll go back.
Take that.
Oh man, this is so would Minnesota?
I like this one. And take JMO, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you 28. We'll give you JMO. Give us your 2 seconds. Maybe throw in a third, and we'll call it even.
What about Minnesota? Would they entertain it?
Well, I mean, they got JJ. You don't spend pick 10 or 11 or whatever like they did on JJ, and then turn around and spend pick 24 on another quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. It's the only thing is, if they just were like not sure, but with JJ's injury and all that, but yeah, that's a long shot. Dang it.
It would be a dream scenario though, wouldn't it?
Man, yeah. We really, I would hate this, but I'm kind of feeling let's trade out of here.
Let's get out of here, because when you look at what's left, and you knew this would happen, the only elite talent that seems to be left are, well, I mean, Jihad Campbell, like, great talent.
Yeah.
And then two safeties, and then some wide receivers. I think Luther Burden could be unbelievable. I really do. I actually like him more than Golden, believe it or not. Uh-oh. Is he going to the Chargers?
Yep. No, I think Chargers go. So you got James Pierce.
Yep. Mike Green.
Maxwell Harrison.
Oh yeah. I actually wouldn't have hated that for the Lions. Like, he's a 4-3 guy at corner.
Oh, Jihad Campbell, man. What if he just keeps slipping to us?
It's not necessarily a positional fit, but I think he could end up playing that Sam linebacker. I think he could, learn to rush the passer a little bit. He's just an unbelievable linebacker. Unbelievable linebacker.
Somebody take Amarian Hampton. We don't need him.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Chargers do that?
Chargers could get a good back.
They're going to just make a really good pick, and I hate it for us.
Look at Harbaugh just staring at the screen. It's hilarious. What are they all looking for? They must have already made the pick.
What are they looking at?
Oh, they're on the phone trying to get trades done is what's happening.
Yep. They are like, hey, you want to do it? Yeah, let's
do
it.
You want Shedeur?
Yeah, I'll give. That's right.
You can trade up for Shedeur. That's fine. I can get running backs. If I'm the Chargers, I can get running backs late.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna trade out of the first round.
Oh man. It does feel good to be back live. This is what we need to be doing.
Yep.
Whenever we think about anything else, just remember, first round you go live. Second round you throw out videos. That's fine.
First round you go live because it's too much to. Yep. I'm bummed about it.
I'm gonna listen to this a second.
Yeah,
You talk.
go ahead. I'm thinking the Chargers are going to go with a really good pick. They're just, when I say that, Will Johnson is still available. That is weird to me.
Apparently, Will Johnson, there was a knee issue that a lot of teams gave him the red flag because they're worried about the longevity because of the knee.
You know, he was injured a
And
lot.
you never knew what it was.
Nope. And that's frustrating because in college you don't really have to say. He's just like,
You don't.
oh, he's got a lower.
They have this belief there's still this protection of student athletes, right? Of like, oh, they're not professional athletes. Then why are they being paid?
Yeah, we need to open that up now.
Yeah, it's time that we can open that up and actually know what's going on. Looks like they're still. All right, he's calling in the pick, it looks like right now.
All the girls in the back are, see that girl in the back's got her mouth. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Oh my gosh.
What's happening? Leave it to Jim Harbaugh to always be almost and kind of picking his nose. You know?
They're trading this, baby.
Well, their GM is on the phone.
True. True that.
He's on the phone, so I mean, he could be talking to another. He could be talking to somebody else, I guess. But I mean, they went right up to it with that pick, man. But the pick is in.
Okay.
They went right up to it with that pick. They're
talking.
Yeah. You got to wonder if they were going to be like, we want Derek Harmon.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they went into this draft being like, we need a solid D tackle. Poona Ford was really good for them last year. Right. Yep. And like, we need a solid D tackle. And then they're all gone. Kenneth Grant, Derek Harmon, Walter Nolan. They're all Mason Graham. They're all gone. We knew Mason Graham was going to be gone, but I think most people thought the other three would still be available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. Mike Green is still there.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
It makes me really happy when Michigan has elite talent going off the board. More than Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
More than really any other team except maybe Georgia. And I enjoy that because like when Harbaugh first started at Michigan, it was, remember that year we had like 13 players drafted. It was a record, but they pretty much were all drafted in the 3rd through 7th round. You know?
Yep. It was that year of that we went toe to toe with Ohio State, but then just couldn't do it. But
yeah. And it was a good year. Then we beat Florida in the bowl game. Like it was a really good year 1 or year 2, one of the two. But like, all right, Chargers pick is in.
All right, you call this, baby.
We've been talking about it. Now let's actually
come on. What are they going to do?
With the 22nd pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the LA Chargers select Omarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina.
I'm surprised. I am surprised.
Are you?
Just because I thought trenches all day, get running back later, but he's really good. So that
he's big, physical, punishing back. Exactly what you would expect. This is interesting though, because they got Najee Harris already. So now they're getting Omarion Hampton, and they're not doing a thunder and lightning situation. They're doing a thunder and thunder situation. Well, I respect it, man. It is trenches.
Yeah. You gotta have 2 running backs. And
yes, you do.
They had 0 last year, really.
And they still made it work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, with Harbaugh at head coach, with the OC that they have an emphasis on running the football. This is a team that with those two big backs could actually lead the NFL in rushing yards this year.
Isn't it funny though? I mean, every team wants to be physical and all this, and Harbaugh just does it though.
He just does it.
And everybody wants to do it. Everybody says they're going to do it.
Mhm.
And Harbaugh's like, but I actually do it. And it took him.
Doesn't matter what level.
Took him 1 year. It didn't even take him a year. Last year they were, but took him 1 year.
Didn't they go from having one of the worst scoring defenses in the NFL to having the number one?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you do that on defense. You establish a running game, even though you don't have a real running back. Like,
right.
You have retreads. You have guys that have been injured. You have Gus Bus. You have J.K. Dobbins minus 2 ACLs and an Achilles.
Yep.
You know, like
you don't even have a running back.
You didn't even have a running back. All right. Can we all just say goodbye to Kamani Vidal though? Not that he's going to be off the team. Just that was the running back we were all excited about. Remember how pumped we were about that last year, 6th round pick. Let's go, Kamani Vidal. He's going to be so good. Now he's buried on the depth chart. See ya.
He is.
Omarion Hampton. Can we talk about him for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Fast, good, really, really good long speed, right? Like he is the guy that if he gets through the line of scrimmage and it's a good offensive line over there, right? He will absolutely, if he gets into open field, he will be able to go with it. It's not a problem whatsoever. Really, really good long speed. And even more than that, just an absolute bruiser of a running back. The only running back in this class that could be mentioned in the same breath as Ashton Jeanty was Omarion Hampton. I truly believe that. So you show what you got on there, and then I'm going to show his RAS when you're done with that.
Yeah, I'm just looking through a couple of things here, but he's 223 pounds.
Yep.
And runs like you don't see that. And I think that's what's really, there it is. There it is right there. Look at that Raz. Holy crap.
Right. He's under 6 foot, but he's 220. And here's the thing that's amazing to me. He ran a 4.46 at 221 pounds. Just to be clear on that. And everybody talks and they say the one knock they would have on him on tape is he doesn't have that initial burst, right? He has more long speed than short speed. Well, the 10-yard split and the 20-yard split look pretty good to me. How about you?
Man.
Like, he obviously has the explosion and the power in the legs. I just think this is a guy that he's been healthy in college. This is a guy that we could look back on and just be like, oh my goodness. Like, you can just mark him down for 1,200 yards every single year and 10 touchdowns.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Go draft him in your fantasy football drafts. Okay. Don't draft him ahead of Ashton Jeanty, but go draft him. That's kind of fun. You think about that AFC West and the talent that is in that division.
Yeah.
Quarterback, running back, wide receiver across the board. But quarterbacks and running backs, really, really impressive division.
If you're a Chargers fan, you're just like,
they're fun.
Your team overnight has just turned into a complete new identity. And I think that's what's interesting about the Chargers is because, the color scheme that they have,
it's pretty.
Where they're located.
Pretty cool.
It's just
the stadium
brand of football that they haven't really played, and not many people do. And it's like, this is the brand of football that every team wants, and you've got it. And
this is the brand of football that teams actually win with.
Yep.
And you got it. And you got it in LA. That is hilarious.
So cool. Oh gosh, let's just get this pick over with. And
nobody cares. The Packers are up. Does anybody here even care about this pick? What about the next one, Minnesota? Does anybody care about that?
Oh, this is going to be a rough 10 minutes here.
Yeah, get me through it. They're all fist bumping. Like,
Boring.
okay,
Boring.
you guys excited?
Yeah,
They're going to get an edge, by the way.
Yep. Give him Mike Green.
Yeah, give him a off-field problem. What trouble can he get into in Green Bay? What is there even to do there?
Come on, baby.
Nice. Bonnie and Clyde. Good job. The slackers instead of Packers. I like that. Look, they are, but that is a full crowd. I will admit
I'll give them the crowd.
Full crowd. Can I ask a weird question? Because we don't want to talk about the Packers, right?
No.
And it's actually not that weird of a question. I grew up, I always watched the NFL draft on ESPN. Like, it wasn't even a question in my mind. Hey, where are you watching the draft? What are you talking about? Right? And the last 3 years, I have fully switched over to NFL Network. I also think Daniel Jeremiah just does a phenomenal job. But where are you at with the draft? And like, let me give it some comments. Are you watching it right now just with us? Are you on NFL Network or are you on ESPN?
I'm with you. Daniel Jeremiah is just very solid. I like the other guy that's on here right now. I can't think of his name when I see him, but yeah, NFL Network, baby.
Why not? Right?
I'm all for it. Man, seeing some Lions jerseys out there. Let's
go. Oh yeah.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, there's a lot of people there.
This I respect. Just on here.
Thank you.
NFL
Network and STD. Yeah, NFL Network. Got to give it to him, man.
I love every once in a while when Sports Talk Detroit gets put down as STD. I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Completely unintentional by us when it started. But we did know before we ever actually officially made a video, and we fully decided to stay with it.
Absolutely. Oh, a couple
but on mute.
Old rich guys coming through here.
Would you say old rich guys?
Yeah, same exact age. Same. They look the same, but different.
Good job, Chris. Oh man.
This is going to be a long time because they're going to bring him out in front of the crowd, just like with this, like they did Terrion, you know.
Yeah, they got to bring him out. Hey, this is where you have the draft. Yay. Any thought of going this year? Did you have any thought of it for a second?
No, I didn't.
Finite. Thank you, man.
Finite. Wow.
I said man. Could be a woman.
All right. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and pick. Packers are picking 23rd. Lions are coming up here, man.
I didn't think when I said NFL Network or ESPN, people were going to be this nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. So, all right. Packers selection. Come on. Let's get this over with.
Get this over with. I can't take it. There's looking at these. Oh, see that grit sign keeps getting in the that's what that first
get it in there. All right, with the 23rd pick of the 2025 NFL draft that nobody cares about, the Green Bay Packers. He just called them world champions. They didn't win.
No, when was that?
Okay, that was actually kind of funny. He goes, it's a wide receiver.
Good pick.
Because they never pick one in the first round.
They're pumped about it.
Because that was the player everybody was afraid that the Lions would pick.
Yep.
I thought it fit us. Leave it to the Packers to get another receiver that's just there's another guy that can have 30 catches and 560 yards.
Yep. Matt. Good pick.
It is a good pick. I think it is a good pick.
Which
I would have been perfectly fine with us making that pick, by the way, especially with the JMO contract coming up. And after seeing what we gave Joseph, I'm like, we can't afford JMO. So that's great. That's great. Good for them. Why not? It also tells me that they have Christian, what is it? Christian Watson, probably not the answer anymore.
isn't that crazy? I mean, never felt like he was, and then
His hamstrings definitely never felt
he
like
was for a second, and then he wasn't.
Yeah.
All right, get out there. You're fine. His suit actually even goes with it a little bit. I love
A
it.
little bit.
He's even got a G on his neck. What are we doing?
Does he really?
Yeah. Do you think he knows his owner? He's like, who's this guy? What's up, man?
Yeah. Who's this guy? Who's this guy over here? No, that's your boss.
Yep.
Yep. He will be the one cutting your checks.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're getting through, Chris Thomas. Love you, man.
It's the first one I've seen, though.
Oh, I saw him earlier.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. Shador, he's not gonna go for a minute now.
Hey, his last name is Golden.
Good point.
I like how Chris Anova just calmly says the G on his suit is for Golden. Like, what are you thinking, you morons? It's like the time. Did you see me just get roasted when I didn't know who? What am I now? Now I can't even think of Baby Doll. Who that was? Did you see me just get?
What's her name
on her channel?
What is her name?
Didn't I just say it? Isn't it Baby Doll?
Or bad? Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah.
I don't know if it is. I just got blitzed, which is fine.
Like his
every once in a while you have moments in your life when you realize, like, I'm not young.
Oh, whoopsie. Like his hey, he likes to go on tour with this guy. You know, he goes to concerts with him or whatever.
I did. I'm like, yeah, who knows? Like, they went to a concert together. And then Cash Doll. There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. We'll put you up on screen. Thank you for fixing that while everybody can make fun again. Bonnie and Clyde, is Sanders even a first round pick? Unless there's a trade to get into the first round, he is not a first round pick. Unless the Rams get weird and Sean McVay decides that he's going to make another quarterback angry. Because I could see that. I could see that in the Rams because Stafford's back is not getting any younger.
I could see the Rams. I could see the Rams, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because quarterback is the most important position, and when are you going to have an opportunity to grab one? If you're the Rams, you're thinking we're going to the playoffs. We're going to be picking here again for the next couple of years with Stafford.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Stafford.
4 picks ahead of us.
Let's go ahead and get Minnesota on the clock here, guys.
Their pick's in.
Oh,
yeah. It just doesn't say it on the TV because they're spending all this time in Green Bay because it's at Green Bay. So
let me pull this up.
Uncommon opinion. Well, here's a common opinion. I hate the Bears. I don't have that just natural burning hate for the Packers. I don't like them. And I hated Aaron Rodgers. I had that, was very, very much there. But the Packers, I don't have that weird, just natural disdain for like I do the Bears.
I'm in the same, but with the Vikings, all good with the Vikings. Then it's Packers. It's just like, I do because I just feel like they were so spoiled there for so long that I want to see him lose every game.
That's fair.
But yeah, the Bears is a full just like terrible.
Vikings pick is going right now.
Oh, cool. Let's go.
The Minnesota Vikings select. Oh, Donovan Jackson, guard, Ohio State. Okay. I heard Donovan. I'm like, oh, because I was like, Azaraku. Oh, man.
You got to get offensive linemen. It's unbelievable.
You have to.
When are you going to get them?
Yep.
So again, if you're a fan of the Browns, Mason Graham just made this guy look like he was never going to get drafted in his life.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. He's very good though. Like I would have been very happy if the Lions made that selection. I would have been perfectly fine with it.
Yep.
All right, 3 more left.
Giants?
The Giants are taking Shedeur Sanders. They just traded up.
There it was.
What they're going to do. Who did they just get in for?
I don't know because I thought
25. Oh, it was for the Texans.
Good job.
Texans are trading back. That's a team we cover on the extra, man. We talk a lot of Texans. That's cool. That could be a great move for the Texans too.
Good move.
The Giants, I'm going to tell you right now, Malik Neighbors is going to be a much happier man because Shedeur Sanders actually throws an accurate football.
Good job, Giants. You did something good.
And by the way, with a guy like Malik Neighbors, you don't need a guy with just that has a ton of zip on the ball. You just need an accurate passer because Malik Neighbors will do the rest. Right? Wow. I mean, just phenomenal. And Brian Dable's offense is a lot of underneath and middle routes. There's not but Shedeur Sanders throws a good deep ball. It might be fun to see him take the top off. That's not the pick yet. I just think it's a good pick.
Wow. Yep. Good job.
I don't know what they had to give up.
You have got to have a quarterback, and you're the Giants. What was that Italian guy? He's probably not the answer.
Hey, yeah. Everybody would do that every time he'd come in.
You're 2-11, and he throws a good pass, and everyone's just looking for a reason to cheer. Yeah,
I have a question. What if it's Jackson Dart?
Oh,
like what?
I think the Giants are too like insecure of a franchise. They're just gonna go with the mainstream, and they're in New York, and they just not gonna screw with it. But it could be.
Here's what here's what the trade is.
Yeah, hit me with that.
It's the Giants get pick 25. The Texans in return get pick 34, 99, and a future third.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that future third is big. So can I ask you this question? Would you have traded out of 28 for that? 34, 99, and next year's third.
Absolutely.
All day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Unless your undoubted edge is still there.
Yeah.
But here's the struggle that I have. So you can go get Donovan Azariku, right? Who's, I think, very, very good. But is he that much better than Josiah Stewart, who you might be able to get at 60 out of Michigan? I don't know. These are the questions that I'll never have the answers to. Well, I will. We'll find out. But
yeah, we'll find out one day.
I'll never remember I asked it.
That's right.
Oh, man.
This is gonna be.
This is interesting.
The Lions.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense because the Texans desperately need an interior line help, but it might actually help you because you're going to be able to get an interior offensive line with some of those picks that you got back.
That's right.
It's a bummer. I get it. It's a bummer. But also, you could have very easily gone like Conley Jr. out of Oregon, who could have played guard to start. Like, you could have been all right.
All right, I want to look here at
how many offensive linemen can the Texans draft?
Wow, that's a good haul back.
Shedeur Sanders is
34
having
is
fun. I got to tell you, Shedeur Sanders in New York, what a combo that would be. Okay, so if it's not Shedeur, even if it is Shedeur, it still makes it likely that somebody could trade up with the Lions. Are you going back to Will Johnson stuff again?
This is the best of players available right now.
Okay, hit me with what we got for the Lions. Who would you take out of those?
Jahad Campbell or Mike Green.
Okay. You don't want James Pierce?
Yeah.
I would take Josh Simmons, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State. He could play guard too.
I would take him 100%. I think can't go wrong.
There's some good talent still here, man. And there's enough picks left that there's some good talent still here.
Yep.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you.
Yeah, look at that. Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. I mean, two guys that I would oh my gosh. I couldn't think of the two worst because both of those guys do nothing wrong, yet they are problems.
What are you talking about?
The Giants
quarterback situation.
And when I say problems, I mean Jameis Winston is just a doof. You know, that's his thing now, is just be a doof. And then
he is Wilson, just to be clear.
Oh yeah, and Russell Wilson, same thing. He's not doing anything wrong, but it's like, dude, you're so corny. Come on.
Yeah.
And so
cornball.
I love this for the Giants. Good job. You got to go get a guy.
I have a question. What if they just don't go? All right. So I think it could be Dart. I think it would be hilarious if they just went a totally different position.
Oh, yeah. They go.
They don't even go quarterback.
They go corn. They get
Will Johnson. With the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Giants select Jackson Dart. They did it. Wow. They did it.
Interesting. Okay, I was wrong. Thank you so much.
Crap.
Oh, wow. Is Sanders
more accurate than people say, but he's extremely inaccurate with the deep ball. He is accurate short range, mid range, and when he has time. If he's under pressure, he's terrible.
He looks too, yeah, dude. This is interesting. Sanders is not that bad.
No, he's not.
What I don't.
He's not that bad. That's the crazy part of all this.
He is not that bad. I am surprised.
All right, let's talk. Can we talk about Dart for a second?
Yeah.
All right, let me throw this up here. So Jackson Dart, this is interesting. I like what PFF does. His weaknesses are average arm strength, deep ball accuracy, and touch is lacking. Eyes and anticipation must improve. Almost no experience under center. So basically what everybody's saying is that he's horrible at reading a defense and he can't throw the deep ball. As other than that, he has good legs. He's got good throwing mechanics. He's actually very accurate. When you see no pressure, he's the number 2 quarterback coming out graded. Intermediate passing, he's number 1. So he has very good accuracy. The question is, can he learn to read an NFL defense?
Atlanta just moved up and traded with the Rams.
Why?
What are they doing? We're just sitting here, man. We're just standing pat.
Very un-Brad Holmes-like.
Baltimore ahead of us is the worst. I hate that. They're going to make the best pick you've ever seen. They're going to take Campbell.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Just great player. Great player. Congratulations, Baltimore. What is Atlanta going to do?
What does Atlanta want? Corner?
What if they
Is it Will Johnson? Is it Hairston? Is it one of the safeties? They already went edge. Are they going edge back to back?
do it?
Like, they already have a speed edge. You don't want to get another one, and that's all that's left.
Cleveland's going to come up and trade with us, man, and get Sanders.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Hey, just give us your 2 second-round picks,
Yeah.
and we'll get out of here.
It's not great for us making a video
That's right.
later, and posting it at midnight.
They get a third.
But we're not going anywhere. If they do trade with us, I do not put it past Brad Holmes to then trade back into the first round.
Yeah. They got Jalen Walker.
Yeah, and he's speed all day. I mean, he is a speed edge rusher. So why they would go after Mike Green or Pierce or Ezeraku, I wouldn't understand, because all those guys are under 250.
Huh.
But all those guys would be fine in the Honolulu Blue. All right, here he comes. No more speculation. Malachi starts. Emanwari.
Right,
that's my guess.
This one out.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. No, you're ahead of me. Go for it.
All right. With the 26th pick, the Atlanta Falcons select James Pierce Jr. They are just loading up on defensive ends.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, I'm okay with that, because James Pierce Jr. is, he's an athletic freak, right? But they've talked about off-field stuff, so.
Love it. No, I don't. That one doesn't.
I would have liked him. I think he'll be a good NFL edge. I really do. But he's very, I don't know, what's the word that I want to use for him? He's a linear defensive end.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's not like I don't see the bend. And I just wonder how effective it'll be. Like, I don't know what he's like dropping back in coverage. So I think for Atlanta, this works. Like, they are like, we're sick of not getting pressure on the, have you ever seen a guy look less excited to get drafted?
He doesn't know that does he not? He doesn't know how it
No,
works.
he's got a hat on and everything.
Here he goes. Does he not know? Hug somebody, man.
Yeah, get up. Come on, get up. Hug somebody. Celebrate.
Oh my gosh.
He is a head
what
case.
they're saying is he's I know. I think if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, you're thinking to yourself, we just got real good. We just got real athletic. Holy crap.
Real athletic on the defensive front. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, sweet. Why not? Right?
Like, let's talk about that for a second. It's hard, but what is going on? I mean, like, I do not, especially on obvious passing situations, to get Walker and Pierce on the field at the same time. That's terrifying.
Yeah, oh man, Atlanta's feeling good about that. And I don't blame
Atlanta, they're getting my victory, but I got to figure out what they gave up. Chris, tell me what you think about that most recent selection. Do you like James Pierce Jr. more than Ezeraku and Green?
We got to remember that the Atlanta Falcons have quarterback. Okay, so it's like, all right, we got our quarterback. We've got our coach. Let's go get athletic on the D-line or get better offensive line.
Yep.
I just don't think you can ever go wrong. So, yeah, they gave up. We don't.
Here you go.
Exactly. Okay.
Here you go. So they get picked 26 and 101. They gave up 46, 242, and a first. So basically, they got 26 and 101, and they gave up 46 and a future first.
Wow. So the Rams went way back, man.
Yeah. Yeah. The Rams are just like, we're good. Thank you. See ya.
Whoa.
But they got a first-round pick, which is hilarious because the Rams hate first-round picks, don't they?
Whoa. Okay. Can you go back to that real quick?
I can.
I think I like that for the Falcons. And
Do you?
yeah.
Tell me why, please.
Because you moved up 20 spots and you still get a 101 too. You get pick 101.
Yeah.
And you gave up. Yeah, so you gave up that first round. I get it, and that's gonna suck next year when that time comes, and you gotta pay the piper. But
yeah.
I don't hate that. And usually, you don't ever want to give up a first round pick. But to move, I didn't realize it was that far up. So
20
I'm okay
picks is a lot.
Yeah, early in the draft too.
And you got picked 26, and I've got to be honest with you. When I look at this draft for the Falcons and I look at how they ended the year with Michael Penix, I can't help but think to myself that this is a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
So you're moving up to pick 26, but the pick you're giving up next year is very likely in the 20s.
Yeah.
I really think it will be. And so it's very likely in the 20s. If not, it's in the very high teens. So this year's picks are more valuable than next year because it's what can you do for me right now? You get a whole year of play before it. So, yeah.
Yep.
I think it's I agree with you. I do like it at first glance. I like it for the Falcons. I do believe that if somebody offered me something like this as a Lions fan, I probably would have taken it for our first two because I would love a first round pick next year because you never know what could happen. Right. So you could say, well, what if Penix gets hurt? Right. Well, you still have Kirk Cousins, but like, remember when we traded for Goff and then Stafford ended up getting hurt? They won a Super Bowl, but we got 2 firsts. So first pick was round 1, pick 32, but then the next year it was like pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You just never know what could happen. So that first rounder could end up really good. And you want, when you're struggling with the salary cap, you need to make sure that you're doing other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, Ravens.
This is it because this means everything for the Lions.
All right,
let's go.
Best available. Hold on. Stand by.
Bring it up. You're in it. You just got to make it smaller.
There we go. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me refresh this baby.
Refresh
they still have Will Johnson going up there.
All right. So Will Johnson, Maxwell Hairston, Jihad Campbell, Mike Green, Josh Simmons.
We're in great shot. We're in a great spot
with all those guys.
Yep.
Not all of them necessarily, because I mean, I don't think cornerback's a position of need necessarily. But what is the off-field stuff with Mike Green? Do you have any idea? Throw it down in the comments, people, because I've heard off-field stuff, but I don't know what it is.
I thought it was something sexual harassment or something.
Don't like that.
No, it's a bummer.
It's really unfortunate.
Hey, Jihad Campbell, please don't take. They're gonna. I hate them. I hate the Ravens. They're gonna draft somebody really good. They do it every year.
I love you, man.
That's
hilarious.
There. They sit there in the 20. Do they pick 27th every year? Here we go.
Ravens select Malachi Starks. There we go, which is perfect. That's a perfect fit for Baltimore.
Congratulations. Yep.
Didn't want him, so take him.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. A million years Mike Green would fall to us. I thought Jihad Campbell might be able to fall to us. This is really interesting to me. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Let me get this off. Let's just get our bearings. We're on the clock here. All right, we're on the clock. We're a little.
Okay. Jihad Campbell. Can I just read something for you? Campbell has the idea, build, and athletic ability to play any linebacker spot, but He projects best to Mike or Sam linebacker in 4-3 schemes, or a Mike/edge in a 3-4. He must continue to develop anticipation and strength, but he has the mold of an all-pro player. We have been desperately trying to find a guy who can play that Sam role effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Desperately. Could this be a guy? Could this be the guy? What do you want?
We haven't had a really good linebacker. Now, I'm not taking anything away from our guy.
Barnes?
No, Anzalone. Like, it's
Right.
just a steady man. You have just done nothing
Campbell's
but
good in the middle.
But that seems like a real linebacker. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know.
Mike Green had 17 sacks last year. I understand it was Maction or wherever they play, Marshall, right? He graded out so well against the run and the pass. It's disgusting.
He was a top 15 pick and everything we were seeing for a long time.
Yeah, I've seen him top 10 early on after that crazy clip at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, that run.
Like, you could get a guy that could be a legit game changer from day one getting to the quarterback with this. Jihad Campbell's more of a long play. I think he has the ability to be very good, and he is very good. He really is. But wow. What are we doing? Now, if this follows suit as usual, as the Lions pick is in, it'll go to commercial.
Yes, this is going to go to commercial right now. Go for it. 3, 2, 1.
The Lions pick is in, by the way. Says pick is in, so we're not trading it.
Okay.
So somebody that Brad Holmes is in love with is there, and he's seeing everybody trade out, and he's amazed that this guy made it this far down, and he's just saying, we're going to take him.
We're taking him.
What about O-line?
Would love O-line. Would love O-line. Would love the Mike Green one is really interesting to me because
I feel like it can solve the one issue.
Just solve it. Let's just do it. But his measurables are not super great. But his production. I mean, picks in. What are we doing? What are we doing?
So the only thing he measured on at the combine was the shuttle and the 3-cone. And for defensive ends, he scored a 9.25 and a 9.88 out of 10 on those two.
Okay.
So he's one of the most athletic. Here's the crazy thing. You ready for this one? His height was 6'3".
Okay.
And his weight is 251, which are both low. I don't know why I'm just reading this. Here you go. All right. Look at the bench press. 28 reps, which is a 9.16.
Okay.
You wouldn't look at him and think that this guy's just freaky strong. He is. He is. He's the 91st percentile of all defensive ends when it comes to the bench.
I'm sold. Nick Scorton. What?
Yeah, Scourton.
Oh.
I don't know how you say it. I've heard both.
Okay.
Other guys that we're looking at. Oh, they're excited. They're excited in
screen.
Detroit.
Oh. Brad
Another
Holmes
guy
is
we might get here,
finally-
Jihad Campbell. Do you think he's athletic? 9.87. Is that good?
Sheila's talking to somebody. She just hung up the phone. Sheila's
Sheila's just like, hey, we're just so excited to have you in
Just so
Detroit.
excited.
We're really excited. You just come in here and you do what you do best.
Sheila's
all right?
husband, he doesn't know. He doesn't care.
Hey, don't look at the comments right now, Chris.
I'm not.
I'm going to read it out loud. Here he comes. The pick is in, baby.
Don't look at the comments. They're already going firing on all cylinders.
All right, with the 28th pick in the NFL draft, the Detroit Lions select Tyreek Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State. Okay. Okay, Brett Holmes. It's not what we were thinking.
Oh,
That's a
my
DJ Reader replacement.
gosh.
Yeah. I get it.
Okay.
I mean,
Get
I
my
get
bearings.
it. Like, we'll keep stopping the run. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
When was the last time like that we projected a pick? Was it Jahmyr Gibbs?
No, I don't think we have ever. I
We
think
knew
it's
that he was trading back for Jahmyr Gibbs. I remember that one sitting in your basement. But then I remember us being completely shocked with Jack Campbell. And now I'm a little shocked on this one. And this tells me that he thinks that there's going to be a good defensive end available at pick 60.
Okay. So my thoughts are, you look at our defensive tackles and you've got an injured Ali McNeil who's going to be out for a while. And then
Absolutely.
What's his name never panned out? The third rounder that we took, the big guy. Can't think of his name, but
yeah, exactly.
So
thanks. Sorry, I'm doing other things.
No, I'm just, we were thin at D tackle, and I hate, but really, were we? Because we had Pascal. Nah, he's more D end. Levi Onwuzurike isn't quite that pure D tackle. So,
well, and it was clear what they want. They didn't. That it's clear that they don't view Levi as a long-term solution with the contract he got.
Yeah, and yep, exactly. And you and I have been saying on this, you take O-line, D-line, I just can never get mad at you.
I can't get mad at you. I can't. And here's the deal. I look at this in a couple of different ways. We have a problem at defensive tackle until Lee McNeil is back.
Yes.
And now we don't. It's really simple. This is a guy that was able to get to the passer a little, but honestly, he's a great run defender. DJ Reader's not going to be here after next year.
That's right.
He's getting older. He's been injured, and he was great for us last year. But to be able to cycle through this and keep these guys fresh on I mean, you need to run bodies at defensive tackle. And you look at the way the Bears beefed up the interior of their offensive line. The Packers went and got a new guard. The Vikings, like, okay, we can respond to what they're doing. But here's what I will say, and I've said this over and over and over again. The Lions have won in the trenches. Yes, we have amazing playmakers, but if we're not winning in the trenches, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, this is huge. This is a big deal. Brad Holmes, you swung and you hit on Ali McNeil in the third round, but Levi Onwuzurike, that's not really a second round hit, right? I can't believe I'm forgetting the guy's name too. In the third round, that was not a hit at all.
Yeah, what the heck?
He's done.
That's how bad of a hit he was.
He's gone. He's done. So This is more of all right, let's take him. He must be viewed as a sure thing. So
we cannot. It's just too obvious that Brad Holmes just does not miss on many picks. So we got to just be broad. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Did you see the video I did talking about average from draft with top 100 picks over the last 5 years? The Detroit Lions, it's not even close. The Lions get the most value out of their picks with what their players do. And that included a year. The worst pick in that was not in the Brad Holmes era. It was Okudah.
So Okudah. Thank you so much, Okudah. Thank you so much. This is that's Broderick. Yep, got it. Yes. Bowel movement, aka bowel movement.
It's a nice way not to swear. Thank you.
Thank you. This is just not what we expected. but also what we expected was D-line. I just think we're dying for a D end because we drafted Hutchinson, saw immediate, like Hutchinson is not normal. And what we got from him and the production and everything, it's like, hey, draft another one of those. Let's do it. It's like, I just don't think it's realistic, but it still would like to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's interesting though. I mean, like he played the 3-tech, 46 tackles out of the defensive tackle position is kind of insane. That's a lot of tackles. 2.5 sacks. His initial quickness jumped off the page, all that kind of stuff. This is good. There's nothing wrong with this. And Brugler here has him as the number 5 defensive tackle behind the 4 that have already gone.
Perfect.
So,
and
who knows? We may have picked him even if some of those other guys were available.
Yep. And there is something to it with the Ohio State. So Ohio State was incredible on defense. I think because their offense was so humming and it's just Jeremiah Smith scoring every time he touches the ball. It's like, man, that's crazy. But man, they had so many. Oh, you want to call this one out? Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, sure. With the 29th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Washington Commanders select Josh Connerly Jr., tackle, Oregon.
Solid.
Great pick.
Unbelievable.
Phenomenal pick. I would have taken him.
How is he still there? What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great pick. Just continue to protect Jaden Daniels. Like, he's so good. This guy can play tackle. He can move into guard. I can't, like, this was one of the ones that I'm like, I would be perfectly fine with the Lions taking him to continue. And I think he's very, very good. Very
good, great. Again, offensive, defensive line, trenches. You just do it. And what a great pick, man. So the Commanders are doing things right, and they get it, and it's great to see. And this is another example. Great general manager all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah.
What am I looking at now? Is he a receiver? Is he a tight end?
What are we talking about?
He was catching touchdown passes at Oregon.
Oh, I think as a kid, yeah.
No, it was current.
Oh, current day.
Current, ready. We got a lot of people here in this. Everyone's yelling.
Just everybody screaming.
Everyone's screaming. Well, Washington Commanders suddenly just got both tackles secured.
Yep.
Done. They get Debo. They can move around. They got a great dude. They got a. Now it'll be interesting, and I do think there will be somewhat of a sophomore slump, or just plays the same. I don't think there's just this trajectory. Maybe there is, but I do think teams like, okay, when they play them now, there's a real thing with tape and being like, oh, I think so. I just, but with that being said, you have with Washington, they have an offense now that can just run the ball. Just, oh my gosh. Because every play, and they do such a good job. Every play, not only do they have the motion, but then it's like, all right, I'm going to hand it off. No, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to throw it. And it's just like, okay, this is getting out of control. Every play, they've got 4 options out of it. And then they get 4 yards and the clock's running. And it just, what they're doing is something that you wonder why more teams don't do with a more mobile quarterback. And I just love it.
Yeah, it is really good. And I understand what you're saying about, like, there's a big thing to tape and how to stop. But the Commanders have completely changed what's around him. Mm-hmm. It's a totally different offensive line. They've added weapons on the outside. Like, I guarantee they draft a running back at some point. Like, it is just really, really impressive because you have stuff on tape, but if we surround it completely different, we can play completely different. So really
true.
Interesting stuff.
We can keep playing different. Yes.
Yeah.
Man,
you ready for a couple things? I want to show you something. I want to go back to the Lions pick.
Yep.
All right. Tyreek Williams, balance and play strength. I haven't seen anybody else up here, right? Anchor / two gap. I haven't seen anybody else up here. Almost a perfect grade. So block shredding all the way up here. So basically what they have and what the Lions have drafted is a guy who cannot be moved, but offensive linemen also can't stay on him. He's just bigger and stronger than everybody else. That's not a bad thing. Here's the other thing that I really want to talk about with this. We have a new defensive coordinator that is a linebacker. What is the linebacker's best friend? Good defensive tackles. Good defensive linemen that take up 1 or 2 blockers, that can hold, that can anchor, that can do all those things. So you have Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, and Alex Anzalone running free. And they aren't getting offensive linemen to the next level, and the runs aren't going anywhere. I can't tell you how important things like this are.
And I think we did get we stopped the run so miraculously last year, even with all the injuries. And I think so. I love this because defensive coordinator was in the system. We're gonna still put a heavy emphasis on that, but I think it felt like, and it finally caught up to us, where we just put so much resources into stopping the run and so much attitude towards it. And that, once we went against somebody that pulled the ball out, and it was just like we don't even know what's happening. And it's like, it's a big trenches, man. Just
you nailed it right there. Like, you absolutely hit the nail on the head with what you just said. You should say it again so everybody can hear it.
I can't even remember.
You don't even remember what you said. And that's okay. We put so many resources towards stopping the run. What did it do to our pass defense? And the year before that, how did we beat 2 years ago in the playoffs, right? How do we beat the Rams? We beat the Rams by giving up over 300 yards of passing. Same with the Buccaneers. And then it caught up with us against the 49ers. Like, because we had to devote all these resources toward rushing the passer and specifically towards stopping the run. If you can stop the run with 7-man boxes, then you can defend the pass. But if you need to deploy 8 to the box, it's hard to stop the pass. And players like this change that. They just do.
Yep. We needed this probably more than we thought. And then, we'll get the DN. We'll get some offensive linemen. Let's go trenches. We're good on the perimeter. I mean,
we're good. We're good on the perimeter. Like, what else would you want?
Right.
There goes Maxwell Hairston to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Love it. Love the suit too. And very not. Yep. Cool.
Yep.
I like the Bills. I just, I've always kind of liked them. I think, especially back in the 90s when they went to the Super Bowls and they didn't win them, and you're just like, shoot, man. And I love their logo. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I actually liked it more on the red helmet.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I really liked it. But like the logo. I'm a sucker for any logos that have been the same for the last 30 years.
And I think
I really am.
That's one of the great things about football. Because I was thinking NFL and college, you don't get a lot of change. I guess I'm trying to think of the other pro sports, but what you do get in the other pro sports, like hockey, for example, is like the teams literally move or change, and it's like, oh, they're no longer the, whatever, bad example, but you know what I'm saying. Like, this is like the teams are here. You do get like the Texans were the Oilers and that sort of thing, but let's just stick with what we know here, folks.
Stick with what we know.
Will Johnson's still on the board.
That's crazy.
Interesting. But like we said, was always injured with what? It's like, did Philly just trade with Kansas City one spot up?
It looks like they did. What do you give up when you move up from
I don't
32
know.
to
What
31?
does that look like? A 5th round pick?
No,
Is it
fourth.
more 4th? Hey, we'd like to come up a spot and okay. All day. I would do that. Fine.
All right. Eagles trade 32 and 164.
Throw it some
What is
more.
a fifth? Isn't it? Somewhere in there. I don't
Wow.
know what it ends up being. Could be a compensatory fourth, maybe. That's funny. And the Chiefs trade 31. That's interesting.
That is interesting. What are you doing, Philly? Why did you feel like you had to do that?
Shedeur Sanders. No, just kidding.
Cleveland is sitting there thinking, do we do it? Round 1 or second round?
Yep.
I don't get that. He is not that bad.
No, I really don't understand it.
Why does Kentucky always just have the most random? I'm probably totally wrong on this, but it feels like Kentucky just has one player a year that you're like, dude, that guy's first rounder. Oh, here you go. 5th
You're
round.
about right.
Jeez. I'm going to
You're
the bathroom.
about right.
On the bathroom. Stay tuned.
Hanging, tuning. So how we feeling about the Lions pick, everybody? We feeling good? I will say the only thing that I'm like, all right. The only thing I wish we could have done is like, could you have gotten him if you traded back into the early second round? Like, could you have gotten him with that pick? And that's the only question that I still have. But a lot of talent still on the board, and who knows? Maybe Brett Holmes trades back in and says, you know what, I do want Mike Green, or I do want Ezeraku, or something like that. But he knows something that we don't. Somebody's dropping, or he's really excited about Josiah Stewart. I really do think that could be a day 2 pick. Not sure. All right. But here's what I know. Somebody set it up here earlier. Right here. Arthur said, I find it funny how we are always unhappy about our draft picks, then the laughing, crying emoji. And it is funny because every year we're like, what was that pick? And then by the time the season's rolling, we're like, I get it. That was a really good pick.
Yep.
I get it. It was a really good pick.
It's, I mean, geez. The one that always sticks out to me is our tight end, who you're just like, tight end from Iowa. You just think slow, boring, and then it's like, well, what's wrong on that?
Elite traits. So Jahmyr Gibbs was just faster than everybody, right? Jack Campbell measured out athletically almost identical to Brian Urlacher, right?
Yeah.
As like a top 5 most athletic linebacker to ever come through. Sam Laporta, he had more yak yards than any tight end in a really long time. He just would not go down after he caught the ball, right? And these are these like elite skill sets that these guys have, that when the pick first happens, you're like, why that one? And then you start looking into stuff and you realize it. All right. The defensive tackle we just took, Williams, what's his elite talent? He has a phenomenal anchor. He is the best anchor in this draft class. He cannot get moved. Right. And when you watch just a little bit of film, he was so good at keeping offensive linemen off him because he has such strong arms and he had really, really good hands. So you already can start to see one of those immediate elite type things. We just never saw him go in the first round in any mock, so he wasn't on our brains.
Nope. And that's what happens. What we're noticing was we pick in the later first round. You look at guys ahead of you. You don't look backwards because you do these first round mocks and so that it ends just like 3 players after we pick, right? And so you don't get to see the window of guys after us as much. And that's happened now a couple years in a row where it's like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
man, 2 more picks. The Eagles are gonna do. Are they gonna do Will Johnson just to really?
I mean, they
No, they're
just
gonna go. They're going
got
Jihad
rid of
Campbell.
big play Slay.
Yep, they're gonna go Jihad Campbell, and just be like,
Yeah, that does seem like a Eagles move.
oh wow. I would love to see when you see these draft rooms, if just there was just a little bubble above their heads that shared their job title.
Well, yes, that'd be great. Who are all these people?
What you're the assistant? What are you? Yeah.
When I look in the Lions draft room, I know most of them, but other than that, and even that's
ours,
getting hard with all the changes.
but ours makes sense. There's 7 or 8
Yeah,
that you kind of see.
not 47.
I mean, and they're not like young, like intern, or it's just all. There's a lot of money involved in this. We know.
Yeah.
They're all making 175. It's like a
All right, here comes Goodell.
Raj. What's Bud Light pay to get that up on stage there?
Just a couple bucks.
Bud
All
Light.
right, Chiefs have traded the 32nd pick. Yeah, we know. With the 31st pick in the NFL draft, the Eagles select Jihad Campbell.
Yeah.
Jihad Campbell.
It's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
I think so. When I see the Eagles pick, I'm like, okay, I could be a GM. What you do is you pick the best available player from the SEC, and so I think I could do that.
Yep.
Oh, what's up, Mason? Okay, so Mason's not small.
No, he is not. And he's been there congratulating every single guy. He's stuck around. He hasn't just left and gone and done his circuit. You know, he's hanging there. A lot of the players are gone. He's hanging in there. He's congratulated every player. That's pretty cool. You can never be upset with what the Lions picked. I would not have been upset with this one.
Nope. But I understand that you said it. It's just not a major need at all. But I wouldn't have been upset. I would have been
right.
Yeah, this is a good comment here. Holmes came up in the Rams organization. They had some great tackle play. The impact of Aaron Donald, and you saw that right away. His first drafts, I mean, he was just trying to hit this D tackle. He's drafted a lot of D.
First draft was Onwuzurike and McNeil.
Yeah,
2nd and 3rd round.
Then he took a flyer on bowel movement. Broderick Martin.
BM. Sorry.
BM.
That's brutal. That's mean. But it's so true. Like, I remember when I saw the tape on Broderick Martin, and I'm like, I want to get excited about this guy.
I really do.
Doesn't look good. He didn't even look good in sub-level competition.
Right.
Because he was from a smaller school, right? And I'm just like, this isn't good. What are we doing? He would just stand and with both arms, and like he wouldn't move, they wouldn't move. And I'm like, he should be moving people at that level.
I really
pick.
I wanted to get excited about it. I just thought because he's like 7 feet tall. I'm like, this is gonna be great. Look at that front 7 for the Eagles. Thank you.
I know it's nasty.
Jeez.
But if you throw up ours, feels similar. When you're looking at Hutch, when you're looking at McNeil, when you're looking at Reeder, now you have the pick we just had. When you're looking at Jack Campbell, like,
dude,
players there.
Boy, Hutch, man, need you to come back.
Come back healthy.
Because he was dominating to start last year at a level we could only dream of. And dude, Hutch, we need you. We need you back. I don't know. I have no idea. Part of me kind of just the little I've seen, it's like this is no problem. As gruesome as that looks, it's not a problem. Other just seeing it, it's like, well, that was a lot of bone twisting there, breaking. That was a lot of. Can he just come back? I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting.
He'll come back. He'll come back. I mean, he's had a lot of time. He'll be back.
That's true.
He might not be 100%. He might be 90, 95 to begin the year, but he'll work.
You're right, though. That's a lot of time, and we still have 4 months until we even start practicing hard. So,
and he said like a month ago he's done with training, like with rehab. He said he has a couple more things, and he's like, I'm done. I'm good to go. And he's sprinting around and doing all this kind of stuff. So,
where are all these people staying? In Green Bay, maybe they're just driving in. Like what? I just don't picture a bunch of hotels. Do you?
Good friend of mine, pastor on staff, where I work. He's there with his son. They got an Airbnb. Or like a VRBO. You know,
those got to be. There's got to be hundreds of those. You're right.
Yeah.
Question for you, everybody out there.
Final pick.
Going to the draft and standing in the crowd.
Yep.
To me, just in standing, and I mean, it's hard enough just sitting here, standing there. That seems terrible, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's going to be better than I think in person. Kind of the screens are going a little energy. What do you think?
Are you saying, I was reading a comment. Are you saying,
oh yeah, no, attending the draft, standing in the mass of people seems.
No, I'd rather be here. It's cool. It would be a fun experience.
Okay.
All right. Final pick of the first round. Kansas City Chiefs select Josh Simmons, tackle, Ohio State. There's a lot of talent on the board going into the second round.
There is. And you know what? There's a lot. Ohio State. Huh. Interesting.
Good pick for KC, by the way.
Yep. Ohio State is a team that was loaded last year. Yeah. And yet, I'm not kidding you, man. Mason Graham just went 1-on-5 and just stopped their run.
Yes. Kenneth Grant helped.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a good defensive line. No question.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of good players.
But our linebackers during that game were not even playing the run. They were just like, we're just getting ready to drop.
It is true. Well, it is official. It's official. The Detroit Lions did not trade back into the first round. There wasn't much fireworks overall. The Giants traded up to trade for the other quarterback, which was interesting. And the Rams were happy going back 20 spots.
20 spots,
but they got a first rounder next year.
I think, yeah, I find that fascinating, and I think you do it if you can do it. You go back, you get a first rounder anytime you can acquire one. But
yeah, you give up a first for a first and a second.
Yep, that's right.
That's what it ends up being. It's just ones in the future. So
that's right.
Very interesting. Brad Holmes stays pat, gets his defensive tackle. I think this will be a similar story to when he got Levi Onwuzurike. It's like, I want to trade, up, down, somewhere in between.
Yeah, just kind of.
He hung there. I do think he probably could have traded back. And still gotten him in the second round. But I don't know. You just don't know. So go get your guy. So go get your guy.
Go get him.
David, thank you, man. Appreciate you. I agree. McNeil's out, so he can't break Hutch's leg again, so Hutch will be healthy.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Oh, so sorry.
Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry. Fifth round pick. Sorry. David Lampin.
You did that one now. That was you this time.
Thank you, guys. Thank
So-
you. Wow.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on. It was nice to go live again. Why not?
Yep.
You
That
know,
was-
why not? It's fun. This is the time that we get to hang with the community. You know, the Detroit Lions fan base, the Sports Talk Detroit people, the Sports Talk Extra people. It's just kind of fun to be able to do this. So,
love it.
Jonathan, we had a great night too. And no, we do not blame Lee McNeil for having the strongest shins on earth. So you can't do it.
That boy, Aleem, poor guy. He didn't even feel it. He's just like, what happened?
What happened?
You
That is insane. Just insane. Yeah, the injuries were nuts. Continue building depth at the important positions. We'll be fine.
Yep. We have a really, really good team, and but we do need Trench's help. We do. Yep. Because it's fine, but it's on its way out. I mean, you talk about Rag now, and come on.
He's phenomenal, but he's in his late 20s. I think he's older than he is.
Yep.
I think we think he's older than he is. When the reality is Decker's actually the old one. And he's not that old either. But Decker does this. Every once in a while, you're like, oh, Decker's starting to lose it. He had the same thing a few years back. And then it's like, oh, nope, he came back. He's better than ever.
100%. And don't forget Giovanni Manu or whatever.
Yeah, I think there could be a future there.
Could be something. He's trying to figure it out. Like him, I see that versus bowel movement. I can see it. I see Giovanni's got this physical. Okay, this dude's going to make it work.
I just remember watching Manu in preseason last year, and he had horrible technique. He had just awful, and he still was effectively blocking people because he's just so strong and so big. And it's just like, all right, this guy.
All right. I love it.
What he's doing. It's good stuff.
I love it, man.
But we got a dog. I agree with this one. We got a dog at defensive tackle. It's hard for me to admit that coming out of, with them coming out of Ohio State, but
I think that's it too. It's like Ohio State traditionally hasn't had like a great D line. Well, okay.
They have great edges, but
great edges.
Interior.
Amazing edges for a run there. But yeah, So Shadur Sanders did not get drafted. He's trying to act like he's fine. He's over laughing. He's just overly. He's like, I know I'm on camera. I just gotta laugh.
Oh, that was right when Jackson Dart was getting picked, by the way, when somebody traded up for a different.
Yeah, no, dude. No, for real. No, it's like just poor guy. I like him. Oh, this Jackson Dart's mom is really enjoying this.
Yeah, very excited. She's very excited.
Just emotional. Yeah. Settle down.
Yeah, she's not gonna like New York's fans though.
No, they're gonna just.
You be nice to my son. No, they're not doing that. So Russell, good to have you, man. Getting off work late. Sorry about that. Oh, you had to miss
Russell.
Pistons playoffs and an NFL draft. We got a D tackle. There you go.
D tackle and
getting off work late though.
Where do you work, Russell?
Chris, any ideas at pick 60?
No idea.
Josiah Stewart, Michigan.
Get a D end and let's just take one, please, just for fun.
Mm-hmm. I love the way he's describing Williams. Just an absolute unit.
Yeah, I like this guy. Just keep Mars like the candy.
He said he's making Altoids.
There it is.
Got to make sure you have fresh bread.
Mars. That is Mars. Mars has got it all. Altoids.
The original Mars bars.
Pistons lost by 2. Wasn't that close though?
Yeah, it never felt. It felt like we had a chance, but slim. Slim.
When you got, and I like him, but it's just like Hardaway, we got to have this drop, and he's just like, nah.
No, I've decided this is one of my cold streaks. And that is the thing with Hardaway is he's hot and he's cold.
He wasn't even close on those, like you said, man. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, because I think too, one of the things about missing badly, sometimes whatever. It just like went right to them too. The rebound was like, oh, that was weird. You missed it so bad. Oh yeah, Joel Klatt. Thank you. That was the other guy I was talking about. Joel Klatt. Are you kidding me? He knows some things about college players.
Oh, absolutely.
And Daniel Jeremiah and Charles Davis. I can't think of his name, but
Charles Davis does a good job.
Yeah, I like him.
He really does. I just think it's a good crew. You know, I do. I think it's a good crew. I think NFL Network does a good job, and I think they're getting the majority of the people. And it's pretty impressive. So, all right, Chris, what do you think, man? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Well, we got extra videos coming and Lions videos coming.
Yeah, of course we do. We're going to be putting those up, and stick around because eventually over the next month, we're going to talk about every draft pick, most of the undrafted free agents, especially the ones we like. This is the time to start paying attention. You want to make sure you're paying attention now so that you can know what's going on later.
Subscribe.
Do it right now if you haven't yet. Most of you probably already have, but subscribe if you haven't.
Subscribe. All right. Yep. We'll see all of you guys on the next one. Be on the lookout.
Yep. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we'll do a live like post-draft thing. I don't know. But I do know that a lot of videos will be coming out. And as we learn more information about the people we're drafting, let's have some fun.
Can't wait.
Sounds good.
Rookie mini camp. All right. See ya.
All right. See ya.